Hi, this is Kara Lee from Portland Community College, and this is our first Excel video for Statistics, Math 243, and it goes along with the first note packet that has to do with introduction, categorical variables, and displaying categorical and qualitative data. So I've got Excel opened up here, and this is the title of what we're doing, displaying categorical or qualitative data. And in the previous video, we were looking at a frequency table for the type of award chosen by Math 243 students. So not everyone has had a chance to do the survey yet for our class, so I'm using my last term data. And first I'm going to start by typing in the information from page 5 of the notes. So we had a little table that says award. I'm just going to type, and you can use tab to go to the next column. Frequency or count. Tab relative. Frequency or percentage. And then you can always adjust your column widths in Excel by going up to the top of the column. And you can adjust by clicking on this. I didn't put a space in there, so I'm going to add that, and then you go up to the top bar, and this is where you edit up here. Okay, so there's our 3 columns. For award, we had 3 different types of awards. Academy Award. Enter goes down. Olympic Gold Medal. Nobel Prize. Or none. None of the above. Okay, so I still have enough space. That's great. The frequencies were 3 people, 5 people, 11 people, and 5 people. And if you want these numbers to be centered, you can click on the column B. I need to go back to the Home tab here, and then go to Center. Okay, now in the notes, we did calculate these relative frequencies, but we can also use Excel to do the math for us, which is great. So if you haven't used Excel, I'm going to show you how to do that really quickly. We want to sum, we need to add up. We know these add up to 24, but I'll show you how to make a sum in Excel. You go equals, because every formula starts with an equal sign. That tells Excel it's an equation, or it's a formula or equation. We're going to use the sum formula, and every formula has parentheses, and then click on the cells you want, close parentheses, and enter. And we've got 24, so I might just write total over here. Great, and I'm just using the arrow keys to move around between all these cells. Now the relative frequency, I need to make this wider, was the percentage. So in other words, 3 out of 24, 5 out of 24. So I'm going to do another formula for this. Start with equals. I want to do 3 divided by, use the slash for divided by symbol. We could type in 24, but I'm actually going to use a cell reference so that it will do the math for us. That way, if we were to change any of these numbers, if we change this to 5, this would change, and that would also change. So let me put it back to 3. We can format this, we can center this, and we can format it as a percentage, and I'm going to add a decimal place using the add decimal place. So it looks like the way we wrote it in the notes. For this one, I'm going to go equals B5 divided by not 24, but B8. Now another great thing you can do is copy the formulas down, and it will change this B5, it will change it to B6, B7. The problem is this 24, we want it to stay in the same place. So if we want to copy this, we need to put in $signs to make that an absolute cell reference. Now that didn't change the value of this, but what it does is when I copy this down, if you click on the cell, you see that little square in the bottom right corner? If I put my cursor over that, I get a plus sign, and then I can drag this down and it will copy the formula down. And so let me click on this first one. So it's B4 divided by B8, B5 divided by B8, B6 divided by B8, B7 divided by B8. So once I put those $signs in, that keeps that cell right where it is. But the other ones, it will copy down each row. Great, so that's sort of a little introduction to Excel. For statistics, what we're really interested in is how to display quality data. So we're going to make a bar chart and a pie chart out of this. Okay, so let's first do a bar chart using the count or frequency. So this will be a bar chart. So highlight, let me do it again. Just drag over and highlight those cells. We don't need to do the total. Go up to the top and click Insert. And then over here you'll see a bunch of charts and graphs. If you hover over it, it'll show you a little thing. Column or bar chart. That is what we want. I'm just double checking these other things because they look kind of similar. Statistics chart we might look at later, but we're going to use the regular Excel feature bar chart. And if I click on that, it gives me all kinds of options. So I'm going to stick first of all with just a 2D column chart. Look at that. We've got a bar chart. When you use the titles, it will actually put the title in for you. Now the problem is that's not in the right place. Let's add, well, we can change the title. Clicking and highlighting on that. So this is really, we want to be as descriptive as we can. Type of award chosen or desired by Math 243 students, something like that. Not saying that we could get that, but the one we would choose the most. One we would prefer. Okay, if you have a little plus sign, if you have these symbols, there are some different versions of Excel. If you have these symbols, we're going to use this. If you have a different a different version of Excel, look up in the top and you will see some options there under Chart Tools. But mine is here. I'm going to click on this plus sign. I want to add Axis Titles. You can see it's already got chart title. Data labels is nice. It will put the numbers in for you. I don't think we need a data table. Don't need error bars. Grid lines if you like. I guess they were already there. Legend and trend line. Okay, nothing else really applies to us right now. So let me click back on this. Axis title. So this is the type of award. On the horizontal scale, and on the vertical scale, this is the, I'm using the delete and the backspace here, frequency or count. And that is our bar chart. That is a frequency bar chart. So I like these because it's much easier to see in a visual that more than twice as many people chose the Nobel Prize. It's easier to see that than it is in a table of numbers, especially if the table is bigger and more complicated. Okay, so I'm going to keep this one here, and we'll make another one. Now I want to make a relative frequency bar chart. So I'm going to click off of that. Okay, now a slightly tricky part is that the frequency is separated. It's not right next to the award column. So I'm going to show you how to select both of those. So if I select this column that I want in column A, award, and then hold down the control button. Then select this column. That's how you can select two columns that are not right next to each other using the control key. I'll do that one more time. So I'm going to select these. Now I'm going to hold down the control key and select those. Now it's the same deal from here. So I'm going to go back to Insert, Bar Chart, 2D. I'm going to move this one down so we can see both of them. Actually, we'll make this a little smaller. And move this one over here. Or actually, I'm going to move this one down here. There we go. And now you can see the scale is different. This is a percentage scale, whereas the frequency was a number or count scale. Okay, again, this is not our chart title. So this is the type of award. Chosen by Math 243 students. Let's click on the plus sign again and add the axis titles. It just selected the vertical one first, so I'll do that one first. Now this is the relative frequency, which is percentage. And this is the type of award. Great. Pretty neat, isn't it? Once you get it typed in, once you get your data in there, it's very easy. Excel does a lot of work for us. Okay, so the charts actually look identical, right? It's just that the scale has been changed. We can add, what was that element? Data labels. Now they're have the same, all the same elements. Okay, the last one is the pie chart. So for that one, you can do either column. I'm going to do these because they're right next to each other. Insert. And we go to the pie. And you can do lots of fancy things. It'll even preview it for you. We don't really need those, but let's do a 3D one on this one. Put this one front and center. Okay, great. So we've got our basic pie chart. Let's change our title again. Type of award chosen by Math 243 students. Let's go to the plus. Let's see what data labels does. Okay, that's interesting. You can put the numbers on there, or there's this little arrow here. Let's see what that does. Center, inside, end. Okay, there's different ways. There we go. Okay, I like the percentage on the bar chart because, sorry, on the pie chart. The pie chart adds up to 100%, and so these percentages should add up to 100%. We've got also the label width. Let's see if we can move these. You can see you've got all kinds of different options. Let's go to more options because I don't really like any of those. Category name and percentage. And let's put separator comma, label position, I'm not really a fan of those little text boxes, but okay, that's a little bit better. You can play around with it. I don't always get those, so I'm not really sure what's going on here, but just the idea is just to play around with it, get familiar with Excel. Let's put it on the outside since I think that looks better with the little cartoon balloon things. Alright, so that is it might have to do with the fact that it's 3D because I don't usually make the 3D ones. Let's X this out. So that is a really quick demo on how to type in your chart, make some formulas, and do 3 different types of charts: a frequency bar chart, a relative frequency bar chart, and a pie chart. So thank you very much.